One thing to just be the head coach, but are you the boss? And those are two different things, Kap. It really is. In the NFL, it really is. You're the coach. Okay, so you're the head of the team, but are you the boss of the team? Are you the CEO? Are you the ruler of men in that locker room or not?
That is, you say great things every day, but that is one of the most prescient, well-said things. Are you a leader of 53 men, or do you want to be liked? You're right. Have the cuddly nicknames, and it's easy for players when I go, what's he like to play for? Smart guy, really good dude, blah, 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 we like playing for. And then to see what's going on, mistakes and chaos, lack of accountability. You see that light down there in the tunnel? I told you that was Caleb coming. That's also, as you put it, the Grim Reaper.
The end.
Yeah.
Love the brother next to you.
You know, Tommy, I was saying, to start the show that all these things that we're learning about the Chicago Bears, it's something that maybe we hear because we're close to the Bears or around Hallis Hall. But the idea that it's just leaking out on podcasts and everyone has the knowledge of what's going on with the Bears as far as Eberflus and not being able to hit the right button, all that stuff is what usually you hear from bad organizations, Jets, Giants, Raiders, and the Bears are part of that too. No, we should not be privy to any of this. But because it's not going in the right direction, now we get all this info, and we really shouldn't.
We're taking on water. Ship is sinking.
Yeah,
Yes,
man.
it is.
Yeah.
No, and listen, you're right, Jonathan, in the fact that there are so many different outlets for all of this, sports media and football conversation. Just there's nowhere to hide in 2024. There just isn't.
And there's an appetite.
There is. Some of it is hyperbole and some of it is, over the top, but a lot of it is spot on because you have access that you didn't have in previous years. And obviously Kap's got access to certain guys that join the podcast, and you can discern. Sometimes they'll tell you exactly what's going on, and other times you can
like Keenan Allen.
Right, and other time. Well, Keenan should feel comfortable in his skin. He's been playing this game at the highest level for better than a decade.
6-time Pro Bowler.
Yeah, so I don't have a problem with him being honest. I think that the only thing I would say, as long as you're having the same conversations inside your locker room with your players, and those conversations are happening there where it's more important versus outside. He's earned the right to kind of speak his mind.
How about
I'm numb to this.
How about your own special teams coach?
Yeah.
Just giving you chapter and verse. Funny thing about that Vikings game, let me tell you, pull up a chair. Holy cow.
Did you hear what he said?
Yeah, well, Shay was filling me in, and my first comment to Shay was, well, they should have flipped the switch back at the end of last season. That's when you should have flipped the switch.
No, I think Hoodie has it. Here, listen to this.
Yeah, I think Coach addressed that, and talked about communication and him being better in that moment, which I thought was awesome by him, because that's exactly what happened. And, and he has the right to do and say whatever he wants when it comes to fourth down or anything like that. So we got the guys off, and then they rock and roll and went with the offensive play. So
Were you in the loop? Did you know what was happening on that play as your guys are running out there? Did you know they were going for it?
Well, what happened was,
Oh, no.
and I think he said this already, Jay.
Oh, no.
He said this already, that he was on the other line maybe, and he just didn't get it communicated back to us. So that's what happened. I don't, unless it's 2 minute or something like that. Thomas is trying to call plays. I don't talk on the offensive channel. I don't do all of that stuff. I don't let those guys do their deal, because we're making adjustments, corrections, and everything on our special teams channel and game management, and got to do a lot of clicking too. So I got to talk to a lot of different people too.
Love the brother next to you.
It's so funny. They solved their field situation. Like that grass is as lush as it gets. Like that used to be an issue. Maybe they need to start working on their telephone lines now.
Yeah.
Maybe that's their next project. Look, I'm going to call it CYA mode at this particular time when the ship is taking on water. And I don't say that as a knock on Hightower, but listen, he's got to exercise some self-preservation as well, right? I mean, I just sounded like Coach again. But again, at this point, we can all look at it and evaluate it and discern it as throwing people under the bus but at this point, this is a business. So Hightower is now telling you, look, I understand what you're thinking, and I understand how everybody's down on this, but this is the way it is. He's got to worry, and I know he's a team-minded guy, but he's got to worry about his own job security as well, right? Because you don't want it going out in the NFL that you're part of the chaos.
Here's what happened. Coach was on the other line, see? And this is what like, wait a minute. Hightower, you can't go that far.
Coach was on the other line.
But Jonathan, like, do you understand what I'm saying?
No, I
He's
get
like,
it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he wants the NFL to know, not just the people in
That
Chicago.
wasn't on me.
Right. Like, you can't stick this on me. This
Oh,
is self-preservation, and when you get to this point, this is...
I mean,
But like I said to you guys, I'm not, I'm numb to some of this stuff because I'm not going to say I told you so, but I kind of told you so. So did Jonathan.
you did.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
Day
Thanksgiving
early.
to you.
Hey, can I start by congratulating Kap on his favorite baseball team signing Blake Snell as a free agent? Oh, wait, that wasn't the Cubs. That was the Dodgers, right? Wasn't that the Dodgers that did that?
I wasn't aware that the Reds did anything more than participate in the Rule 5 draft.
Jonathan, did you congratulate him on the addition to their starting rotation this morning?
Nope, I punched him in the balls instead. For the madrigal cutting. That's what I did yesterday for him.
I was dying listening to you as you were giving him the business about Pete Crow Armstrong being the best player in 1985 on an 85 team.
This guy here is selling me on Pete Crow. He's got nothing. This guy here to my right is lost. He's got nothing. His ball club will be the bridesmaid again, unable to get the flowers.
We'll win the division.
No, you won't.
Yeah, we will. Who's going to beat us in the division? Your sorry-ass club that...
The same team that keeps
pays with
beating you in the
S&H
division
green
every
stamps?
year, the Brewers.
No, they're done.
They're done. Why are they done?
Listen to this guy. Don't listen to him, Tommy. Don't listen
You
to him.
hired the manager that they had, and the guy who filled in for the guy you signed won manager of the year.
Now,
Yeah?
Tommy, don't listen to
That
him.
means he'll get fired in 2 months.
He doesn't cry, but he is crying inside.
We always see
Yeah,
manager of the
you
year
know what?
get fired.
My other favorite is I don't let this team affect my mood, and then 5 minutes later he's breaking things.
Don't listen to him, Tommy. He knows his team's sunk. He's selling me on a Pete Crow Armstrong. Bobby Dernier 2025. Good job.
No, he's got more thunder in the back.
Oh, get
Petey Crow,
lost.
man. He's going to the All-Star game in the next 2
Crow.
years.
Anyway, Tom, let's talk about the Bear.
No.
Now, the Bear against the line. I want to know, for a defense that surrendered 12 points over the last couple of games, the Detroit Lions defense, how can the Bears replicate what they've done offensively against this defense?
Well, I mean, you made the reference to the fact they haven't given up a touchdown in the last 2 weeks, but I would add this to that equation. It was the Jags with Mac Jones under center, and it was the Colts with Anthony Richardson under center. So I just wanted to throw that out there. It's statistically they're the second best defense in the league, but they don't have a great pass rush. I think they've had one sack the last 2 weeks with Hutchinson out. Zadarius Smith will add something certainly going forward, but Jonathan, I think you just got to keep on keeping on. I think there's some confidence building in that offensive huddle. I don't think you come out and try to do anything magically different. I think what you have to do is continue to limit your negative plays, and I think that's been a huge key for them. They don't find themselves second and 13 or first and 25 very often. Now, it happens occasionally, but much less frequently than it did before. You know, the 3 games prior to the Packer game, I believe they were 6 of 40 on third downs. They're 15 of 33 the last 2 weeks. And to me, that is the key to what they're trying to do in keeping them in games. Like when you're facing an offense that's as gifted as this Lions, the best defense against them is keeping them on the sideline. So as the Bears kind of go through their game plan, they know the opponent. They know what their tendencies are. I think the most important commodity here is to, again, limit your negative plays, continue to be efficient on third down, and that kind of opens up the playbook for Thomas Brown and the young quarterback.
In terms of looking at this game against Detroit, and I know the Bears have played them tough and should have taken both last year and split, winning here big time and losing up there in dramatic fashion. I don't see how this game is close on Thursday. I truly believe Dan Campbell's going to go in that room and go, okay, enough with the struggles with the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
We are going to put them down big. Do you
I
see
agree with
that?
you, Cap. Yeah, I think that, they want a pound of flesh from everyone. That's just how they play. And that's not a negative. I mean, listen, you don't like getting beat by 40, then play better. So I'm not blaming the Lions for anything, but I'm with you. I think Dan Campbell, I think they got a checklist. I think one of them is the Bears for the reasons you mentioned. I think it's also they haven't played well on Thanksgiving, so they'd like to get that out of their system as well. I have to tell you, though, I think the Bears are going to be able to score some points here. I really do. Again, we just talked about how statistically efficient they've been defensively, but I think this offense is going to make some plays. I don't think that they're going to beat this Lions team, but I think you're going to see some continued progress from Caleb Williams and the confidence that's building. So I don't think they're going to go up there and lay an egg offensively. I think defensively they're going to have their hands full because that's a group of grown-ass men at the line of scrimmage that come out of that Lions huddle, and they can run the ball down your throat. And I would guess that's how they're probably going to approach this game. If I'm them, short week, at home, let's get a 2-hour and 30-minute game out of here. Let's run the ball. Let's shorten the game. Let's, beat them decisively, but then let's move on and get some extra rest.
I'm really concerned about the defense. It's one of those rare times, Tommy, that where, the offense is not getting the job done, but the defense could be opportunistic. And if you're not getting a pass rush, if you're not getting home, if you're not getting hurries, then I expect takeaways, and it's just so few and far in between. Like, God bless Jonathan Owens for being able to, get a ball against Minnesota, but I just, from the linebackers to the secondary, Tommy, I just don't see the impactful plays or difference-making plays to flip the field. How much does that concern you against this Lions team? Because if you're not getting the golf, and if you're not getting turnovers, then what are you doing?
I totally agree with you. I'm more concerned, Jonathan, with their defense than their offense right now. Now that may switch in a couple of weeks, but right now, look, go back to the Packer game as well. You held them to 20 points, but that's because Jordan Love threw an inexcusable interception at the 5-yard line with nobody around their tight end. And they also, for some reason I still don't understand, decided to go for it on 4th and goal from the 6 instead of taking the points and kicking the field goal, knowing that how good the Bears' red zone defense has been and how bad their red zone offense had been. That was a silly decision from my perspective. Not just that, but the Packers averaged 8.5 yards per play, and they averaged 14.4 yards per pass attempt. And the only reason they didn't rack up 450 yards like the Vikings is because they didn't hold the ball for very long because the Bears were good on 3rd down and they had 36 minutes of time of possession. So I'm with you. The defense to me is they lost their stinger when they lost Billings and they lost Brisker, in my humble opinion. They don't get a pass rush. I thought the sacks last week were kind of fall into sacks. They weren't really impressive sacks. Maybe they'll disagree up at Hallis Hall, but I thought, if Sam Darnold had been a little bit more decisive with tucking and running the way that Caleb has when things break down a little bit, those sacks wouldn't even have happened. I didn't feel like they were really impactful sacks, if that makes any sense. But I'm with you. I don't think Sweat's healthy or 100% healthy or not healthy enough, and it was one of my concerns when the season started, not only their offensive line, but who were they going to have on the other side of Montez Sweat when teams decide to slide their line and their protection to him and take him out of the equation. A lot of people were excited about Dexter early on. He had some good sack totals, but he has not had any real positive impact. I'm no defensive lineman specialist, but I don't see that, Jonathan, at the line of scrimmage right now either. He's not giving them the push we had hoped in the second half of the season. But I'm with you. At all 3 levels, it looks like a listless defense where last year, even when times got tough, they looked like they were willing to kind of carry the burden, and I don't see that now.
Mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese, or stuffing?
Stuffing is I'm starting.
I like a F Mary kill for food. It's pretty good.
Pretty good, huh?
I thought you were going to add an apple pie or something into that. So stuffing, what was the other? Mac and cheese and
mashed potatoes.
I would go mashed potatoes second, however that, and then.
So that'd be you'd be cutting macaroni and cheese.
Yes.
Hoodie?
Yeah.
So what are the categories you said?
Sit, start, and cut.
Okay, because I put F. Mary. I better not write
No,
that.
Hoodie, do it your way. Do it your way.
Okay, so give me the one
Mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes. I would kill.
Wow. That would be who I would start.
Okay.
Macaroni and cheese.
Mary.
And the stuffing.
Oh, F. Yeah. Especially homemade. Absolutely, I would F the stuffing.
Yeah, I'm not a stuffing
If you're
guy.
pardon the expression.
Yeah, I don't care for the stuffing. So,
That is a different
soft.
kind of cranberry
It's
sauce.
soft.
Yes. Good evening.
so
There
you go.
So there's that.
thank
Yeah.
you.
So are those,
Raymond Burr.
So is that? So are those the essentials, Tommy, for Thanksgiving? What are the essentials for Thanksgiving? You had your top three.
You know what? I'm probably, this is sacrilegious to say, but I enjoy a good honey baked ham more than I enjoy the turkey.
Yeah, well, I'm not a turkey guy.
Yeah, I mean, I like the turkey, but I could have honey baked ham for every meal. It's just one of my favorites.
Yeah, I'm a beef tenderloin tomorrow. What about you, Hoodie?
It's going to be roast.
Like a beef roast.
A beef roast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm right with you.
Like the turkey, it'll be there. That's really for Black
Way
Friday.
overrated.
I mean, if I need a sandwich to
Yeah,
watch
I'm with
to watch the Chief Raider, but that won't be the main course though.
Right.
That's not. It's going to be a roast, Tommy. Like
Yeah,
that's
I'm
and then
with you.
in some sides, and that's really it.
My
No.
wife makes a fantastic stuffing from scratch.
Yeah.
So, like, there are certain things that only really we have at Thanksgiving that I do like. But, yeah, the turkey it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
It's fine.
Can I say this, though, guys? There's a lot I'm thankful for in life. And one of those things is truthfully being able to join you guys every Wednesday. So I appreciate the fact that you allow me to be part of your show once a week. I'm thankful for that. And I hope all of you and your families have a fantastic Thanksgiving, despite a very difficult football season.
And
that
we
has-
are thankful for
Yeah.
you,
Killed our
Tommy.
mood.
You have no idea how much fun we have with you here.
Yeah.
It's one of
Get
the
your-
favorite
your
things I
depth
do
of
all year
knowledge.
is join you guys.
Well, thank you very much, Tommy, and all the same to the Cubs and their families as well for a very difficult holiday season. It's coming, man. I saw it on the bottom line, Blake Snell. I'm like, the Dodgers just be dodging it, man. Man, you just won the championship, just adding more. They've
John,
got no parameters.
I couldn't,
None.
I couldn't
Hey, I got
sleep
Justin
last night.
Steele. I got Jordan Wicks. Yes.
I got Jordan Wicks. Yes.
I couldn't sleep last night because I was so excited to bust Cap's balls about it. I mean, like, I woke up early, like at 5, just sitting in my chair waiting to come on and give you the business, Cap.
That's just a cash cow at Clark and Addison. And they're like, nah, we're good. Bring in Northwestern football. That's good enough.
My
Really?
God.
Blake
I'm not even
Snell.
a Cub fan, and I'm frustrated and angry for you.
By the way, you did have a take with Sylvia yesterday. I completely agree with. I think you were on with Sylvia at the point. Maybe you were on earlier on Crosstalk. I'm trying to remember. Pumpkin pie, way overrated, and it looks like diarrhea.
Yeah, I think that pumpkin pie, that's always been my thought, is that pumpkin pie looks like diarrhea, and I can't get past the visual of it.
Not
to
into
even,
it.
Yeah,
to
it's-
even try it.
I got no problem with it. You know why? Made by a black person. So you know, they knew they took care of it, man. That's why.
Is that your favorite pie?
No.
What's your favorite pie?
It's 24 years if I've had a favorite pie. Tommy, as always, we appreciate the time.
Oh, you're the best, guys.
He is the best.
For 24 years, I've had the best pie.